In this video, I'd like to show you a few of the ways that I adjust my bridle and discuss a little bit about bits. One of the first things you're going to notice when you're looking at a bridle is whether or not it has a throat latch. The throat latch usually comes on a headstall that also has a brow band, and the purpose of the throat latch is so that the horse, if it were to rub against this post or something, doesn't rub and pull that headstall off. So that throat latch is supposed to be adjusted so that it could discourage that headstall from easily popping off over the horse. But a frequent issue that I see is riders tightening this throat latch so much that the horses are then unable to flex in this area. If the throat latch is adjusted too tight, then what happens is when the horse goes to flex, it actually becomes tight and almost choked. So you want to make sure that this is adjusted in a way that the horse is able to flex without having that choked feeling. Another adjustment that I want to show you is the chin strap. So when the chin strap is here, I would like it to not be engaged until these cheek pieces rotate a little bit. So you can have this too tight, and if this chin strap's really tight, then it's going to be engaged before the shank, which is this lower part of the bit, is moved. So if your chin strap is tight before you even move the shank, then it's too tight. If you were able to rotate this shank way back here, then that would mean your chin strap was too loose. I want my chin strap to engage once I rotate it back a couple of inches. So this should engage when this lower part of the bit comes back a couple of inches. And so then you'll see that's where it's engaged, and that's where she begins to feel chin pressure. Up till then, there was actually an opening until that rotates back, and you can feel that tighten there. When we're discussing bits, another thing you'll hear people talk about is the purchase, which is the part above the bit. This is the shank below the bit. And then you'll hear people talk about whether it's a fixed cheek, which means that it doesn't move, or whether it's a loose cheek, which means it does. So this is a loose cheek because it can rotate around like this. This bit would be an example of a fixed cheek. It doesn't move, it's very solid. Sometimes people will get confused on a bit like this that has this little extra loop here, and every once in a while I will see people that have the chin strap down in this part. This is actually added on to this bit so that you could potentially take this rein, unhook it from the shank, and the shank is what makes it a leverage bit. But if you hook on up here, this would create a bit that would act without leverage. So that's the purpose of this little loop, is so that this bit could then be used as a non-leverage bit. You'll notice again on this bit that does not have that little loop. This is actually the loop for the chin strap on this bit. There is no little side loop right beside the mouthpiece that would then create this to be more like a snaffle. Thanks for joining me.